Brakatay Hawa, Brakatay Hawa Shai, Brakatay Hawa, Brakatay Hawa Shai, Brakatay Hawa, Brakatay Hawa Shai. This is Amawan with GMS Wisconsin. Uh, Basically, what you finna see in this clip is how Esau is basically, massing all his troops around the 50 states in America and certain other countries. Now, what they talked about here is that they finna have some more military drills coming up, and a lot of those military drills is really just getting them ready for the war with the people. Some of them troops getting ready for the war that's going on in the Middle East, and some of them getting ready for the war that's finna come to the homeland when Yahweh, I mean, well, not homeland, come to America when Yahweh Shai come back, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, then I'm gonna get into some scriptures.
Yesterday that I didn't get on camera as well. This is Dabu7. I want to share with you here video footage that was taken in Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada. This is of several, I believe 7 he listed, F-18 fighter jets that had landed at the Whitehorse airport out of nowhere, and he had a chance to ask some questions in another video clip. It didn't have any footage, but you could hear the audio. He was talking to these guys, and they said that there was going to be multiple countries involved in this drill through NATO. So this is a couple-week drill, NATO drill, that's going to be going down in Alaska. They said that they were going to be heading up there and then coming back through and refueling here. But I wanted to make note of it because we've seen an increase in military activity. There's also the Red Flag event that is going down in Alaska. This may be connected to it or what they are talking about. One more time, here's some footage. This is Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada, and there were lots yesterday that I didn't get on camera as well. Something's going down. And as you can see here, this is a convoy that was rolling down I-80 in Wyoming. Viking Preparedness had put out a video. I'll leave links so you guys can check all these videos out, but these were armored vehicles with turrets with guns on the top of them. And then we also had a convoy that was spotted in Palmetto, Georgia. Now, this was on the train tracks and being carried through, and it went on for at least a mile. It was mixed in with containers as well. And at first, if you were just looking at the containers, you would have never known that it was military until you seen this equipment. But this is some of the latest activity, as well as some passing through the Nashville, Tennessee area here in the past 36 hours. You can see this being moved on flatbed. We also have military Humvees being spotted passing through residential areas in Sacramento. You can see the convoys here coming off the main highway. And this massive airliner took off from the Sacramento International Airport and was said to have been flying around the area for about 2 hours. This was a massive, looks to be military aircraft. And I will continue to update with more information and videos as I come across it. Shoutouts to everyone that sends me in info. This has been Dabu7. Peace.
Right, and as you can see, this is happening not only in these few states that he mentioned, but this is happening everywhere in the USA. And we even have a couple military bases down here in Kenosha. Well, not military bases. We have one in Zion. We have one in Racine, Wisconsin. Also, we have certain places where they have these military vehicles, but even bigger than the ones that they're showing in these videos. where they actually got it set up as if they were like fixing them and stuff. But that's really them getting ready for what's to come. And also at our police station up in there, in the police station, they have a lot of these vehicles also for the police, because we living in a police state and the police are militarized now. But I'm gonna get into a couple scriptures, because like I said, this is them getting ready to try to bring in that new world order to come against the people and ultimately come against the Lord and his elect. So this is Revelations chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Talking about the people. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, which is Esau, is come down unto you, having great wrath, right? Because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So not only is Esau coming down on the people with his military, he also is passing his legislations just to get everything in order, man. Now I'm from the jump. This is Revelation 12 and 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he may cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, Slakia, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. See, that's going into the elect, man. They coming after the elect, which keep the commandments of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai and have the testimony of Yahushai, right? So how righteous that we have the elect, they coming down on us too, man. Hold on. All right, now I'm going to switch gears a little bit. This is Revelation chapter 17. I'm going to start at verse. This is verse 13. Nope, 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb. Right. So ultimately, the nations is gonna make war with Yahushua, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful, going back to the elect, because the Lord can't come in to deliver his elect. So not only is the beast, which is NATO and EU in the EU, gonna make war with Yahushai, right along with America. Slakia. They're gonna make war with his elect. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Right, and I'm going to jump to this next scripture. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled, Slakia, that were seen under him. That's Yahushua, man. And all the nations, the beast, which is NATO and the EU, and the woman on the dragon, which is America, or the woman on the beast is America. All them armies is gonna tremble, man. It says, and whensoever the voice went, out of his mouth all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire, right? And that's Yahushua shooting them laser beams, man. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds, meaning the whole world, of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Right, going back to NATO and the EU, the European Union. NATO is basically an army consisting of almost every nation, well, 28 nations in the world. But also, even though Russia and Russia, China is not involved in NATO, and Iran and who else is not involved in NATO, they still gonna be prepared to fight against Yahushua, or they're gonna be a part of that battle. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, which is the other heavens. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, talking about them laser beams, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Right, Ezra was afraid because he seen that not only was them laser beam shot, them tempests, was the nuclear missiles, all that's gonna be wrapped in one, man. It says well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it for the lesson. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. But yeah, man, this battle is, it's already kicked off. The war already started. The RFID chip is being pushed already. They already strategically set up their positions all over America, and this shit been happening for the longest, man. Now all we waiting for is Yahushua to get that signal, that word, and it's gonna be a wrap. So, but all praise to Yahushua Shai, give honor to the elders and apostles that rule well. Salutations to the elect, the brothers that's doing the truth with sincerity. Shalom.